Day 2 of Expeditions Conquistador. Yesterday we arrived at Hispaniola. We talked to, I can't remember his name now, he was a dick. He was the leader of Hispaniola. Stripped us of our gear, made us do like a practice session. Once we did the practice combat, we actually started to get into some quests that were there in the main base of Hispaniola. We delivered some Bibles up here to Santiago. We accepted another quest to search for a missing family member, and we took on one more member to our crew. There was a young girl who was following in her father's footsteps, being an explorer. Let's see what's up this way. The house near the pier has a sign outside. It says fishing nets for sale. You knock on the door, and a one-legged man with unkempt hair and scruffy beard answers. I don't suppose you're here for fishing nets? In fact, I am. Though it's not fish I mean to catch. He shakes your hand and motions you to enter. I see. I have some experience with that kind of fishing. My name is Juan Quintana, formerly of the Noriega's company. Now I make nets. Do you think your nets might be used as traps on the battlefield? I've done that myself, and with excellent results. I will show you how the mechanism should be set up. You won't be disappointed. And how much will this trap cost me? With a sigh, he sits down in the chair by his workbench. 500 valuables. You know, that's not too bad, because I took that mission from the monk to bring the Bibles up to here to Santiago, and I managed to get another 500 gold, or 500 valuables out of it, and I've spent a bunch of it on rations, so I mean, that's not terrible. These nets will be a little different, sturdier. Fish don't typically carry knives or swords. I suspect your quarry does. I do have high diplomacy, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and do this diplomacy. I can't spare that kind of money. And that's a real life tactic too, you know. That this really Well, I'll be right back, 1 second. be a terrible radio DJ with all that dead air I just gave you guys. And by you guys, I mean probably no one. Maybe Matt, maybe Dave. Nobody follows this shit. So we tried to do diplomacy. Let's see. These nets will be a little different, sturdier. Fish don't typically carry knives or swords. I suspect your quarry does. Like I said, I had a high bit of diplomacy, and I said, I can't spare that kind of money. Have a good day, Senor Conquistador. And like I was saying, that's a real tactic too. In real life, when you're hanging with somebody and you're trying to get the price down and they're just not meeting you, just fucking give up, try and walk away. And, depending on who it is, who you're dealing with, they're gonna want you. If they want to get that shit out of their house or that item moved more than you want to buy it, then they're gonna stop you from leaving and lower the price. And luckily, I managed to do that with this guy. He stopped you as you turn around. Wait, alright, I can lower the price to $200. So I'll go down for $5. That's a good offer. I'll never see a charge for that price. I don't know if I tell him it's a good offer, but it's still too steep. I don't know, 400 something. What else have you got? Am I outside the... Okay. I have to make camp, I guess. Before you retire for the night, you inspect the supply carts. Then you and your servants are done when you and your servants are done counting up your valuables, you realize that you're missing 500 valuables. Furiously, you line up all the servants and demand to know who's been stealing from the carts. Nobody admits to the misdeed. Jesus. I do have a high bit of leadership. Let's do this. Leadership, easy. You're just about to enter a rousing speech about the value of loyalty and the importance of personal responsibility when you realize that you're addressing slaves. That was a good point. You know, I don't really want to beat my slaves. It's bad enough I have slaves. I don't want to just fucking pick one at random. Let's offer a reward. I do have a lot of rations. At the mention of a reward, the servant seems a lot more interested. What reward will you promise? We're going with food. They're slaves. What do they need money for? Offer double rations for 3 weeks. 21 rations in total. You offer double rations for 3 weeks in return for information. One of the servants immediately steps forward. It was Carlos Zaraga. I've seen him sneaking around near the carts on several occasions. Check his tent. The stolen items will be there. Let's do it. Check Carlos's tent. The scholar is out on patrol. You can raid his tent uninterrupted. True enough, secreted away among Carlos's personal effects, you find items that were clearly stolen from him among the valuables in the supply cart. Just as you make this discovery, there are no returns from his patrol. Vargas, what? He sees the stolen goods in your hands. I can explain. By all means seems to be the logical way out. It's silence. Your excuses, Saraga. The servants have revealed your actions to me. Let's go with this, because I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit. He hangs his head in shame. Then what will become of me, Your Grace? I can either put him on toilet duty for the remainder of your time in Hispaniola, to the mainland. No, I'll just get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see your thieving face ever again. Pack your things and leave now. Get the fuck out. You shouldn't have stole from me, dude. If we were still using the law code of Hammurabi, and in an area that used the law code of Hammurabi, I'd cut off one of your hands. I don't want to see your thieving face ever again. Pack your things and leave, now. Carlos looks mortified. But what will I do? How will I survive? That does not concern me, but I would advise you never steal again. You leave the devastated Carlos Zaraga's tent with the valuables you recovered and order some of your other troops to make sure he leaves and does not return. Then you retire for the night. That'll teach him. Captain Carlos. And we're both named Carlos, come on. The Capitan will not be taken lightly, or as a fool. I can't just let that shit slide. You know, if he steals from me, somebody else